A laboratory. A laboratory.
A laboratory. A laboratory.
Cells.
Cells.
A microscope. A microscope.
A microscope.
A calculator.
A calculator. Calculator. A calculator. A calculator.
A telescope.
A telescope. A telescope.
A planet.
A planet.
The Earth.
The earth.
The moon.
The moon.
The sun.
The sun.
The class met outside today.
The class met outside today. The class met outside today. The class met outside today. The class met outside today.
The team practiced outside today.
The team practiced outside today.
He studies stars.
He studied stars. He studied
He
stars.
studies chemicals.
He studies chemicals. He studies chemicals.
The girl is adding.
The girl is adding. The girl is adding. The girl is adding.
The man is subtracting.
The man is subtracting. The man is subtracting. The man is subtracting.
The boy is dividing.
The boy is dividing.
The woman is multiplying.
The woman is multiplying.
What are you studying? I'm studying for my biology class.
I'm studying for my biology class.
I'm studying for my astronomy class.
I'm studying for my astronomy class.
I'm studying for my chemistry class.
I'm studying for my chemistry class.
I'm studying for my math class.
I'm studying for my math class.
We want to go to the doctor to find out if it's a boy or a girl.
We want to go to the doctor to find out if it's a boy or a girl.
We know it's a girl.
We know it's a girl.
I know where my class is meeting.
I know where's my class meeting. I know where my
I need to
class
find
is
out
meeting.
where my class is meeting today.
I need to find out where my class is meeting today. Now it's a small tree. In the past, we planted this seed. In the future, it will be a big tree. This is a traditional Chinese sheep. The boy is wearing modern clothes. Modern clothes. They are dancing to modern music. He is wearing traditional German clothing. It's legal to put trash here. It's legal to vote in most countries if you are at least 18 years old. It's legal to drive your car when the stoplight is green. The police officer thinks that the man did something illegal. These soldiers are in a war. This bird represents peace. People from many countries meet here to work for peace. These statues represent a war. Are you a citizen of the United States? Only citizens can vote in this election. My mother is from Russia and my father is from Brazil, so I'm a citizen of both countries. I was born in Brazil, so I'm a Brazilian citizen. I'm not a Japanese citizen. I'm visiting Japan. The psychologist is asking her what she sees. This politician won the election. This lawyer is talking with his client. In the past, people lived in houses like this. In the past, people lived in houses like this. Now people live in houses like this. In the future, people might live in houses like this. I'm a Japanese citizen. I'm a Japanese citizen. I'm a law student. This summer, my government is paying for me to study American law. So I'm traveling to the United States.
I thought you would wear different clothes than we wear. But you wear the same type of clothing we wear here.
You are thinking of the type of Japanese clothing worn in the past. I wear traditional clothing sometimes.
Why did you take off your shoes?
In Japan, it's polite to take off your shoes before you enter a house. It's part of our culture. Look at the moon.
Look at the moon.
Look at the moon.
To find out how many soccer players there are, add the red team and the blue team.
To find out how many soccer players there are, add the red team to the blue team.
She's looking at the bird.
She's looking at the bird.
To find out how much the museum tour costs for the class, multiply the number of people by the ticket price.
To
The
find
biologist discovered that the cells were
to
growing.
find out how much the museum tour costs for the class, multiply the number of students by the price tickets, the ticket price.
The biologist discovered that the cells were growing.
The biologist discovered that the cells were growing.
I did a biology experiment to discover if music helps plants grow.
I did an experiment to discover that if the music will help the plants grow. I did a biologist experiment to discover if music helps plants grow.
This chemist is about to discover what happens when you add these chemicals together. This chemist is about to discover what happens when you add these chemicals together.
This chemist is about to discover what happens when you add these chemicals together.
When I was traveling in the rainforest, I discovered a new plant.
When I was traveling in the rainforest, I discovered a new plant. When I was traveling in the rainforest, I discovered a new plant. When I was traveling in the rainforest, I discovered a new plant.
They're astronomers. They're using a telescope to the stars. They're astronomers. They're using a telescope to look at the stars. We want to go to the doctor to if it's a boy or a girl.
They are astronomers. They are using telescope to look at stars.
We want to go to the doctor to find out if it's a boy or a girl.
The stoplight.
We want to go to the doctor to find out if it's a boy or a girl.
Look at the stoplight.
2.
Look
How
at
many
the
slices
stoplight.
everyone can have? Divide the number of slices by the number of people.
To find out how many slices everyone can have, divide the number of slices by the number of people.
To find out how many slices everyone can have, divide the number of slices by the number of
By the
people.
number of people.
He's
Divide
at a diamond. He's looking at a diamond.
These statues were
He's looking at a
on
diamond.
an island. These statues were discovered on an island. The astronomer is trying to
These statues
New planets
are
far from
discovered
Earth.
on an island. The astronomer is trying to new planets far from Earth.
The astronomer is trying to discover new planets far from Earth.
The astronomer,
The astronomer
is trying to
used a
discover
telescope to a new star.
This astronomer used a telescope to
The astronomer used a telescope to discover a new star.
The
The boy is
astronomer used a telescope to
at the
discover a
whale
new
through the
star.
glass window. The boy is looking at the whale through the glass window.
I put paper in coffee and tea, and then at the chemicals on the paper with a microscope.
The boy is looking at the wheel through the glass windows. The glass window.
I put paper in coffee and tea, and then looked at the chemicals on the paper with a microscope.
She would have played outside yesterday, but it was raining.
She would have played outside yesterday, but it was raining.你不把你糊涂脑袋放出来，你就难受是吧？你非得让他导航让你干出事了是吧？背锅吧啊！
She would have played outside yesterday, but it was raining.
She would have played outside yesterday. It was raining, but it was raining. She would have played.
You could have borrowed my umbrella if you had asked for it.
You could have borrowed my umbrella if you asked for it. If you had asked for it.
We would have bought a telescope, but we didn't have enough money.
We would have bought a telescope, but we didn't have enough money.
I would have gone to the game, but it was cancelled.
I would have gone to the game, but it was cancelled. I would have gone to the game, but it was cancelled.
He's with a bucket at the beach. He's playing with a bucket at the beach.
We would have a telescope, but we didn't have enough money.
He's playing with a bucket at the beach.
We would have bought a telescope, but we didn't have enough money. It was too cold to
We would have
snorkeling, so we went fishing instead.
We would have bought a new telescope, but we didn't have enough money.
It was too cold to go snorkeling, so we went fishing instead.
They would have home, but they were late for the train.
It was too cold to go snorkeling, so we went fishing instead.
They would have gone home, but they were late for the train.
They
He
would
would
have
have
gone home, but they were late
tennis,
for the train.
but he was too
they were
tired.
late for the train.
He would have played tennis, but he was too tired. Why
he
are
would
you
have played tennis, but he
a
was
ticket?
too tired.
Why are you buying a ticket?
Why are you buying a ticket?
The astronomer is looking at stars with a telescope.
The astronomer is looking at stars with a telescope.
We ate lunch with a Hindu family.
We ate lunch with the Hindu family.
He has an appointment with an architect.
He has an appointment with an architect.
She had a date with an engineer.
She had a date with an engineer.
They're washing their hands with soap.
They are washing their hands with soap.
They're paying with coins.
They are paying
The
with
biologist
coins.
is looking at cells. Microscope.
The biologist is looking at cells.
The biologist is looking at cells with a microscope.
It's dangerous to swim.
The
Sharks.
biologist is looking at cells with a microscope.
It's dangerous to swim with sharks.
They're playing.
It's dangerous to
Puzzle.
swim with sharks.
They're playing with a puzzle. She has
They
an
are
appointment.
playing with a puzzle.
Engineer. She has an appointment with an engineer. I would
She
like to
has
order
an
the
appointment
pasta.
with an engineer.
Seafood. I would like to order the pasta with seafood.
I
He
would
has a
like
date.
to order the pasta with
Architect.
seafood.
He has a date with an architect.
He has a date with an architect.